What's going on, everyone? So reports had come out about the Los Angeles Lakers and Austin Reaves, that Austin Reaves is expected to stick around, that he's going to get 30 plus million. If he's around 30 million, I actually think that's fair price for him. But it is expected that he's going to sign a 30 plus $million contract, and then him as well as Luka Doncic, that will be your backcourt for the foreseeable future, right? Like those will be your two kind of stars that the Lakers are going to operate with, going forward. Have my concerns about that, right? If I'm being honest, and I've expressed them on several fronts. Is it possible that it works? Sure, but we won't really know until we're there, right? Because it's one thing to be the third guy, and on any random night or any given night or a particular stretch or something like that, where you can step up and be the second or even the first guy. Right? Like one of the arguments I've made to keep Austin Reaves, and many of you, if you're familiar with me, I'm not against trading Austin Reaves at all. But I've also, to be fair, I've made arguments to keep Austin Reaves. And one of the arguments is that he plays, right? Best ability is availability, as well as he's a guy that on any given night can go win you a game and keep you afloat, right? We've seen him be able to be good enough. But there's a big difference between on a random night or like a 5-game stretch or something like that where he's the second or first guy. It's another thing when now you have the responsibilities for an entirety of a season, right? And the whole argument and conversation that you keep hearing is like, well, look at what he did with Brunson. Look what he did with, Kyrie Irving. Now, again, Kyrie and Austin Reaves, right? Brunson and Austin Reaves, okay, that I think is more fair, right? Because Brunson then is not the Brunson now, right? Like that Jalen Brunson that we saw with Dallas is not the same Jalen Brunson that we see right now with the New York Knicks. Austin Reaves on this Lakers team right now is better, much better than that Jalen Brunson with Luka several years ago, right? So I do understand that argument to an extent. I have my concerns about the lack of defense, right? The similarities, right? Here's the difference between Jalen Brunson and Kyrie Irving compared to Austin Reaves. They're better just natural scorers, right? Kyrie Irving is one of the best just scorers we've ever seen in the game. One of the best ball handlers, right? Like Austin Reaves is like the wish version of a Luka Doncic, right? They have a lot of like similarities, right? And yes, in some cases, it is good. It is beneficial to have, Luka goes to the bench and Austin Reaves comes in and he could do that. But that's why it kind of would make sense to have Austin Reaves be the sixth man, right? And then they can kind of operate and you kind of always have one on the basketball court, right? But them starting next to each other, you just need a ton of athleticism alongside, right? Like look at Dallas when they went to the finals. It was Kyrie and Luka, but they had hyper athleticism and athletes. And I mean, they had, Derrick Jones Jr., who's arguably the best athlete in all of the NBA. The dude is hyper athletic and jump through the gym, right? He's a guy been in dunk contest, all that stuff, right? So they've had guys, their centers are very athletic and mobile and can move around and block shots. And they have waves of those guys. So Lakers would have to build a very similar thing. You're hoping that, Jared Vanderbilt actually learns how to shoot a 38% three ball. That could be huge, right? Or you're hoping that an Adu Thero, probably both, right? If we're being honest, that Adu Thero evolves and becomes a 3-and-D wing, becomes an OG type. Because then, yes, now I could see it, right? You have Jared Vanderbilt and the ground that he can cover. You got an Adu Thero, and if the ground that he can cover, and if both guys can knock down the three ball with some efficiency, okay, now you have the athletes around Luka and Austin Reaves to really kind of mask their limitations, their inabilities, right? But then you also, you need the center. Well, DeAndre, if he can buy in defense, he has the athleticism. It's just, can he buy in on the defensive side of things, right? If he can be that kind of defensive anchor for the Lakers, I'm not saying he's going to be Anthony Davis or anything, but if he can buy in on the defensive side of things, and then you have kind of these two just hyper athletic, versatile wings out on the wing, then yes, you might be able to get away with that with depth and versatility. But that doesn't mean that I like it necessarily, right? Again, I don't want them to trade Austin Reaves just to trade Austin Reaves. But I do think if the opportunity presents itself, I do think you should, right? Because again, it's what's best for the Lakers. Like, again, if you're an Austin Reaves fan, that's fine. I'm a Laker fan. I was a Laker fan before Austin Reaves. I'll be a Laker fan after Austin Reaves. And if you can turn Austin Reaves into something that better complements and fits this team, I think you do that. You do as such. But if that opportunity doesn't present itself, then it doesn't present itself, right? So you're kind of in this like rock in a hard place in a lot of ways for the Lakers if you're the Lakers, right? Because LeBron James is still here, which is fine. I'm not saying like, oh, like get rid of LeBron or anything, but I'm saying like, because LeBron's still here, you don't get to look at Luka and Austin Reaves, right? It almost would have been best if LeBron left this offseason. I don't think the Lakers would have been good, but point is that I think it almost would have been best for the Lakers and financially if LeBron did leave, and then now you get a full season of Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic paired alongside each other to see if that can work, and how does that work along guys, right? Because again, it's a big difference between him being the third option and him being the second option alongside Luka Doncic, right? And the big concern is the playoffs, right? I have zero doubts Austin Reaves is going to be good this regular season, right? But that's my thing. Austin Reaves could average 50 points, 20 rebounds, and 20 assists, shooting 77% from three-point range and 92% from the floor as the third option. I don't care. I care about once we get to the playoffs, if he goes from that and putting up Wilt Chamberlain numbers to now he's pedestrian and now he's giving you, 11 points and shooting 29% from three-point range and turning the ball over 3 times a game and just looks terrible, getting killed on the defensive side and all that stuff, then I don't care what you do in the regular season. There's plenty of guys in the league that are great in the regular season, terrible in the postseason. D'Angelo Russell is one of them. D'Angelo Russell had literally a historic Lakers season, right? Like, unbelievable. The Lakers didn't lose a game with D'Lo. D'Lo was so impactful and important that year. Every game he missed, they lost, right? Like, so again, like D'Lo, they needed D'Lo that year. And then he got to the playoffs and he was terrible, completely disappeared. Right? And what did everyone do? Get him off the team. Well, Austin Reaves has done that twice now. 2 straight playoffs. He's only been in 3. Right? And people look at the first playoff run and are like, oh, he's this. But he wasn't. He was excellent in the Memphis series. Excellent. Fantastic. But then watch the Warriors series, particularly early on. He was getting cooked. I mean, Klay Thompson had him holding his pocket. Like, it was bad. Right? And there was a lot of talks like, oh, see what happened? Like, again, I'm old enough to remember. I was there, right? Like, there was talks about like, hey, man, look, he finally played a team. Now you're playing the big dogs, right? You played a young Memphis team and things were looking great. Now you're playing the big dogs. Now you're playing the big boys and all of a sudden you're struggling, right? And then he got to Denver and he actually was good in Denver. He wasn't like great, but he was good in Denver, right? And it was like, okay. But I said in the offseason, don't get me wrong, I was one of those people that hyped up Austin Reaves like he was the second coming of Michael Jordan. I was guilty of that. But I did, for those that remember, I did say I have my concerns that now he's going to be on the scouting report. Now teams are going to know how to properly, because it's one thing when you just emerge, right? He just came. He just came to be, right? And it was just like, whoa, where did this guy come from? So there wasn't tape. Teams weren't planning defensively against him, all those things. Now you've had seasons. Now teams are, they're privy, right? So now you go and you play a team in Minnesota. They know. How do you slow down and stop Austin Reaves? Oh, we know because Denver did it twice. You get physical with him. You be aggressive. You bump him off his spots. He's not going to get the whistle that he gets in the regular season. He's not. In the playoffs, they're going to let him play. So now you're not going to get the whistle. So are you going to be able to score over it? And he hasn't been able to. 2 straight postseasons. He hasn't been able to. Right? So I have my concerns. Is it possible that Austin Reaves and Luka Doncic can win a championship together? Yes, but I think it would be more so because Luka Doncic is great, is just that great, that Austin Reaves, like Giannis, right? Chris Middleton and Jrue Holiday, fantastic players, don't get me wrong. But they're not like a clear-cut second option, right? Each guy is probably best as like your third option, but you have like 2 third options that, and Giannis is just so good and so great that they were able to win a championship with the depth and versatility and all that stuff. It's kind of how I look at it with this. And again, I could be wrong. Austin Reaves could come in a post-LeBron era. I mean, the guy's averaging 28, 6, and 8 without LeBron James. So it's very possible he comes in, LeBron departs, and Luka and Reaves just are the best duo in basketball. I don't know. I only have a small sample size, right? And even this season, again, that sample size is still going to be small of just Luka and AR. It's going to be very small because you're going to have LeBron for 65 plus games. So it's hard to properly assess and gauge what you need to properly assess and gauge. And now the Lakers are going to have to go and pay him, 30 to 40 million. It's tough. It's really tough, but we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. So we enjoy these types of videos and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel. Hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.